Sonnet 78 by William Shakespeare, 1564 to 1616. So oft have I invoked thee for my muse, and found such fair assistance in my verse, as every alien pen hath got my use, and under thee their poesy disperse. Thine eyes that taught the dumb on high to sing, and heavy ignorance aloft to fly, have added feathers to the learned's wing, and given grace a double majesty. Yet be most proud of that which I compile, whose influence is thine, and born of thee. In others' works thou dost but mend the style, and arts with thy sweet graces graced be. But thou art all my art, and dost advance as high as learning my rude ignorance. Okay, so this is a sonnet by William Shakespeare. This is a sonnet about, well, it's about the beauty of the youth and how it's his muse and his inspiration. But this is also what's called one of the the rival poet sonnets. And they're a group of about 8 sonnets which talk about rival poets. It could be one, because sometimes it's just one poet and sometimes it's various poets. And possible candidates that have been suggested are George Chapman, Christopher Marlowe, Edmund Spenser, Samuel Daniel, Michael Drayton, Barnaby Barnes, Gervase Markham and Richard Barnfield. Okay, so what's this about? Well, it's talking about the beauty of the fair youth and how this is this has been Shakespeare's muse for him to write such beautiful poetry, that the beauty of his poetry comes from the fair youth, and other rival poets who are competitors for fame, for wealth and for the patronage of the rich have cottoned onto this idea as well. They've got the idea, and they've started using the fair youth to help their poetry, to promote their cause. And I wonder if Shakespeare's maybe a little bit jealous, or maybe he can understand why other people are writing about him. But how Shakespeare feels about this, I think is interesting, because he's not very complimentary about other poets. So oft have I invoked thee for my muse. So I've often used you for my inspiration. He's talking directly to the fair youth here. You are my muse, and notice the capital M. And found such fair assistance in my verse. And the fact that I'm using you as a source of my inspiration, this has helped me greatly in my poetry. As every alien pen hath got my use, and under thee their poesy disperse. But now they're all sorts of other people, alien pens, other poets, have got the idea. They've sussed that I'm using you and techniques I'm using to describe your beauty, and these are doing wonders for my poetry. And now these other writers are using the beauty and the goodness of the youth in their poetry as well. But Shakespeare says that that the youth is his muse. The beauty of his poetry is the beauty of the youth. Thine eyes that taught the dumb on high to sing, and heavy ignorance aloft to fly. So your eyes, your beautiful eyes, that taught the dumb, people who can't speak, to sing on high, to sing high notes. So your eyes, which have taught people who are mute to sing on notes, to sing out loud. And your eyes have also taught heavy ignorance to fly aloft. So you've taught ignorant people with ignorance, people who don't understand things, but you've allowed them to the ignorant to leave ignorance behind, to fly high into the sky, to gain knowledge. So your eyes, they've taught people who can't speak, who can't explain things, to explain things. And you've taught, given knowledge to the ignorant. And your eyes have added feathers to the learned's wing. Okay, so you've given feathers, you've helped educated people fly even higher into the sky of learning, into the firmament of understanding. And you've made the great things that are graceful even more graceful, and given grace a double majesty, so that the quality of grace has been doubled because it's been inspired by you. So you've made the graceful even more graceful. Yet be most proud of that which I compile. So you need to be really proud of the poetry that I write about you. Yeah, you should have some appreciation for it. Whose influence is thine and born of thee. And the reason the poems I'm writing about you are so fantastic, note the lack of modesty, but that's because these poems are influenced by you. They come from you, and your influence is so positive. In others' works thou dost but mend the style. Okay, so in the work of others, in the poems of others, the poems that other people write about you, you are improving their broken style. Their poems, the style of their poems is not good, but your beauty makes up for that problem. And arts with thy sweet graces graced be. Okay, so you are gracing the arts, you're elevating their verses, you're making them better. But thou art all my art. So thou art, you are art, all my art. But you are, for me, you are everything. You are the cause that why my poems are so good. So he's now belittling the quality of his poetry, and he's saying, but the reason is because you are all my art. You are the beauty of my poems, and you advance, you promote my poems as high as learning my rude ignorance, and you take me from rude ignorance, and you elevate me high into the sky of learning, that you've made me into the learned and erudite person that I am today. So you've given your beauty has given me my art, and you've put me into the state that I am now. So enough. If you enjoyed the video, give it a rating, subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you soon. Bye for now. Sonnet 78 by William Shakespeare.